UN General Conference. He said that Africa must exercise her sovereignty over her natural resources.
Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens.
And everybody should underline the word sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, sovereignty.
Yeah.
The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas.
So, we should all stand behind President John Mahama.
True.
And I think he will never be invited at the UN conference again.
He will never be invited.
Yes. I know. Even the Osajefo, Dr. Nkwame Nkrumah of Ghana, is happy for him.
Sure.
Yes. President John Mahama of Ghana, in his previous speech at the UN General Conference, he said that Africa must exercise her sovereignty over her natural resources.
Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens.
And everybody should underline the word sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, sovereignty.
Yeah.
The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas.
So, we should all stand behind President John Mahama.
True.
And I think he will never be invited at the UN conference again.
Yo, abusia mami nchia na mema wakwaba embra Dr. Ren TV so ewo YouTube. Senene eda di kan wo me na won subscribe me page no abomodia na subscribe. Notification button no so bomodia na click on it so that anytime ja meba betina sia me hye me dwumedia se no wonsa ebeka me video ni bi. Na ene enkomo a wopono no so ye behwe the buffer stock company dream ne sikadie bi a akoso drip enso sikadie bi akoso sanso ani wi a ye de ni be kire NSA scandal no so eguguso a ye bo won kai say His Excellency former President Nana Addo Addo ene ne nkofo a mo ba ye say wo mo be som wo my Ghana no the Ombeye and they said they came to steal the nation's purse. Sika woman no sebiu. I send commode share or my Ghana no womoba eba bewiahe. In Jiakese and Koma womo sheme Isaac Emao aqua aba oba ke in dinner milo just say the American is a bomodian mema watanasi. And in to tell a friend to tell a friend. Na bomodiana share video no emame na yentwetwe enkomo a efa oman Ghana ho. Of course madafu bi a wono wasi wono de won timi hu jan na eja wo check me na eja me so mi feeling no wasi ene de mi din wasesa no waye no papa Ghana enti Ghana ho donti ya ma mi din foforo ese ye frɛ me Papa Ghana Majiatum Masum Edumapa no saa netie akwapa de di ne dɔɔso abusia yɛnhwɛ ade asembe na esi wo my Ghana mu ene the 23rd of October 2025 2 + 3 5 na wo for the last year no nso a 5 Now we fa bosumi nso etimu nso aye the 10th month of the year. 10 divided by 2 5. Numerologists, people who believe in numbers, ebe culture say a completion of a cycle. Asembe na esi wo Ghana. Former a year Ghana, Yenina Yamame Nana Konadu Ajimai Rawlings, First Lady of the Republic of Ghana. Odaya, one sorry. I know many hearts have been broken because Nankebepe say Mami will live long, will live more years. And so the Oba dear no pe. Ye see wu pagia. We denya. Ye one more mutiasie any su to me. Our dear lady, our dear mother passed away this morning. Our Ghana. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Onipa beye bi, wa beye ni nyina. Edia na mede kai ma me na na Konadu Ajimai Rawlings. Edia na me Dr. Ren mede kai. Adia kesia mede kai ye ma me the Interstate Succession Law. PNDC Law 111. We enye Agenda 111. Obebusa na PNDC Law ya Dr. Ren wo kan asechere NSA. Asechere no titia. Echese wo kunu ewu a de odi kuna widow ene ne mma wo nso ewo ano ewo chefa ewo papa ejapade mu wan ene boaye ema sa mra yi ye hyeye ene maame a oye first lady a ene wenya ne baby ko ana o share sa mra na na Konadu Ajimai Rawlings na oye yere ene ma Ghana's president Jerry John Rawlings. I was na kunya so na aka afeba kuno wenya 20 years. Ewi asese ne atie bia we nipa dan ye beka ho asem, we papa we beka, we bone a ye beka. Eni nto ye nipa de ye den a na dofo doso, sanso na natamfo ebedoso. After all, Yesu Christo kra na o atamfo. Enti who am I to say ye ma me no ni atamfo? Me a wo hwe me tamfo doso. Wachina bi wuti me ho asem bone a ma na nya wo nwanwa na me yodasani sa na tie. Mefum bi, meye bi mu papa, meye bi mu adoye, medo bi, metan bi, eye nokore. Sa na nipa tie. Enti maami waye bi na de wo ye ya me de to makoma so. Ana mapore ho a kire wo. The PNDC Law 111. Sanya maami we ya da Roma na samre ye share ya. Enga akosua se wa enei we free Germany a wo be pre Daddy Lumba japade. Enga wodo broni anko obo Daddy Lumba ho japade enko wontimi esan se abusuan panyin anko mu di na temi anka abusuan panyin be kwakofa eye wo faase ama na bedi Daddy Lumba ade. Enei se aye eyerefo legal wife wo mo no mo se ana waiting ministry wives wo mo motena ho when the going gets tough. Eyerenum no. Enkende enye maame Konadu Ajimai Rawlings adaroma. Enkende enka Daddy Lumba busuapanyin ko wotumi kese pa hasen wo mu nyina. Enso ende yasem ne koba ye se Daddy Lumba ewu no. Maame akosua se wa wo free Germany di asem na court. Enam hwan so ena sa amra ne bae. Enam eye maame Nana Konadu Ajimai Rawlings. Mami wei wako school esen ni kunu. Ana wako school sen ni kunu. Eye JJ Rawlings. Nenso wa amani school kwa wako sen ni kunu no. Didi ni trim amane look down upon ni kunu. There be. She helped her husband, supported her husband. Emra na ni kunu ni kapre. Oni kobo. Oni simple. No mote Air Force edem. Na wo hwe Air Force aeroplane nkonya no mo de tena wo living room. The question here is the most important thing is she was a supporting wife. Unim say me kwahwehwe mu no Jerry John Rawlings was the only man e was asase su a ma me de ne ho kam no. Me kire she got married to one man, and she knew only one man on earth. It being Tainsi. Because a Bible or one as when you remember to do a main car say, me bunenimutia, there be, yes, Anna may tre. But me person say, not or dance wrong. She loved her husband. Copim time at death did them apart. Now I said, the Obeka said, death a year till death do us apart. And into mammy, why be? Or you're no quaffo. Were born a homodini, biara, any man you could. Or you'll be a no prayer. Or you'll be a sebu. Or you're perfect, dear. Then so born a homodini. Madame Fubi, ana papa penny be ana eja or can Rawlings security home. Uba UK gradia, your friend of man Sambusa, or your broadcaster, and they send him a no say, or Sanso a builder, or your penny Cassia. During the days of Jerry John Rawlings' time, one and this question, na man Sambusa a part of Jerry John Rawlings' security team. Na ne encounter with a Mrs. Nana Konadu Ajima Rawlings, the award candidate, was say, and maybe do ye near befa Ghana for be ako a ye Cuba, ama woma kwa kushia to become medical doctors. No man Samusana ne chiriba eka a yes team no a selected or more across the nation. A year a mebunua na yesusu so woma bene na ye pese ye kobua woman no mo to ma disua so ewo Cuba. According to Mansa Musa, na the younger brother, Ekasa team no. Ye ko campaign womo ewo baby, ana ye ma omo ntetia e chese ye bisa woman no nsem na eja ye choro na ye ma omo nsohwe na de obepass no ya select team ya hwe team ya pekakra ye do ombeko na aban no a sponsor womo no makosua de wo Cuba. Na de wo sie ne se ni bra ne passing nsohwe no ni exams ni bibia. Na ekoba say a supervisor na woda saa eku na no opamo ni nua be ma no ma ni ba fie obedu fie Mansa Musa say e de na course obisa ni nua be ma no eye ni nua kuma no wo kire mu say wabene nsofo mi nyina wodi nkunim efa eye hwe wo body ni wo niam de say no wabene we fantastic young guy so wo kire mu a no crab eye black belt ne just say taekwondo ni de ne ho adine enti ekoba asa no eye ne na ne namfofo ni bi osusu ho kire nka kire so ade na ho boka nkire madam sana na wo frɛ no ewo eye osu abankasie mu osu castle enti being one of the top security men for president and head of state Jerry John Rawlings no obomodini akohunu madam Nana Konadu Ajima Rawlings and odi ni nua na asem tu nani Oso odi ni nua na asem tu nanim na maame ne hwe nanim say krachi maame nka bibi nkyere enya say we can be kunu security for hunti ana de wo ka no midri mampamriketu ebeka se yemfa wo nua ne nhyem ne yemfa ne nko Cuba ho onua ne yefre ne sei ena obo ne nua ne di ho ana ofre eye ne secretary e wo fie say won kɔ ne dem no nkɔfa box bi mbre no ampa ɔkɔfa box ne ba box na okofa no na je se emrantie no ene eye nkofo a ya campu wo mo no wo munyina wo mudin wo mo exams wo ma choro wo mo nsohwe wo mo pass ye je se bibia wo sa box ni ene o go through ampa ohun se ni nua no wa bene ohun ne record e wo camp wo nso ohun se wa ben pa ohun se osanso ye a strong young man they say oni yare bia e wo ne widiem ne ho esisi ne ho so pa na je se ofa eye asukufo no kra omokọ campo ye no a na ye ka one of the best student at the time na Mansa Musa ne chiriba no waka ho enti eye madam Nana Konadu Ajima Rawlings e ka kire Mansa Musa say me ka kire wo se papa bi ho na wo kwa ka kire se me madam masoma wo say wonni eye papa ne nko mu fie na mo nkofa mo nua keto na mo mfa ne nko camp na de chia team no a yede wo moko Cuba no yemfa ne nka ho ampeni ampa wo mo ye Mansa Musa se adeche on board a Ghana Airways DC-10 yede ne ka ho panyan oko Cuba the rest is history odi adanse e ma ye hunu se ampa Mami Konadu Ajima Rawlings no we nipa na oyɛ ni papa woni mo ba ɛyɛ akan man mu a wɔfa asefo bebree no ade ɔmo mpɛ maame n'asɛm because wɔfa bewu ama medi ade no ɛna maame wei so nti ɛna ne wɔfa wu a wɔfa ase endi ade ɛno nti me sure sɛ ya wo bu nkɔfo bi mu especially lazy wɔfa asefo ya obewo mu kominimi wo minim ya wɔfa no bi a yɛnso yɛ wɔfa asefo a ebi mu wɔ hɔ a dwɛ ne ahantan ahyɛ wɔn akoma mu yɛ twɛn wɔfa wu a ebedi ade and then the interstate succession law PNDC law 111 ɛkyerɛ sɛ ukunu ewu a ɔyere ne mma ɛwɔ ho kwan sɛ n'agya padeɛ no ɛbɛyɛ wɔn nso ɛdea. Now you see ɛno enkoda nkyɛn makyerɛ onua mmienu akɛse a maame ɔyɛ na Ghana fo bedu mmerɛ bi na maamefo a na wɔn te awarias na ɛyɛ dene sɛ wɔn betumi aware no masan akɔso ayɛ adwuma a wɔn pɛ so wɔn yɛ sɛ ebi ɛyɛ adepam ɛyɛ tibɔ ɛdentra because wɔn fa yɛfunu no wɔn wo a hwan na bɛhwɛ mma no na wɔn akɔso ayɛ wɔn adwuma nti deɛ maame no yɛ ne sɛ across the nation ɛyɛ the region 10 ɛyɛ the 10 regions at the time and the many districts wɔyɛ ne sɛ or the preschool ɛbɛba ɛne saying wawo na wo ba na sɛ bie wo ɛyɛ adwa ana wahyɛ dwa wo dwomu a fa wo ba ne kɔ dwomu hɔ na wo kɔ a kɔgya wo ba no wɔ preschool na kɔso na di wo dwa na yɛmpɛm ɛbɛ teacherfoɔ no nso entete wo ba no wo pɔn a wabɛgye wo ba wo de na kɔ fie. So there was a lot of things na Konadu Agyeman Rawlings ɛyɛ boa ɔman Ghana. But you see, there is one thing I keep saying. We are the patuntum now your bar. Untainya accolades among men in Africa. Enya mona bayi bibi. Eye ye me mano ne ya say. Yem pese be ma kwenya. Ya shemu animunya. But I think say emre kone nimno we'll get more men that will advocate for women empowerment. Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings set up a 31st December women's movement. Or the year near bebre. One no betre Ghana for say, ubetimi aye gari, no wa fanipa, na onso wa sportibi, no wa tombi, ne doduum. One onso kroya na beboa Ghana for say, sa we ya adwongo, ana we ya angwa, enye adwuma bone, ye na ye ni ye, ubetimi employ nkofo. They across the nation, idiot. A small scale, a friend is saying businesses. Obo modern she mukina. Ede magana for. Obviously, and you will be an a bepenase. To some, a boom friend is say, or you would dini. To some, a boom friend is say, or you will be a onini kunu, ebe bo Ghana, eka, ebe ria yen, isika. Sanko of one more opinion wo Bible no emrebi Yesu Christo busa na suafo dunum ne say, who do men say I am? Ebimu say we ye de tax collector. Ebimu say we ye A, ebimu say we ye B. Owie no twa no busa say, monso e de na mo kafa me ho. Ebimu kire o madwene. De etiere say adwene kire nyina nya de be ye pe obi ane ne de obeka afa aton so. Enso misua no me nana I can't say Mitchell or say me encanto so a manenia. And DNA in celebration and in remembrance of our great first lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, let them say, Mawonka, na wokeka, ubejai, ubeye nipa den, obeka wanse, onipa da senidie, Sarah, onipa da senidie, Sarah. Enti abusia yema me ne abusia yakọ eye doctor eye Zenato ene ni nuanom yema omu nyina yakọ. Yesre twedi ampo Nyankopon asase ya omo ahodene saa mmiri o mahwere o papa ne o maame enye easy. Adofo mbo a wo mo mpaibom. Atamfo nso mbo mpaia. De o mo sere bia no enye papa enkoma wo mo. Pia o jemeso na yense adwumadi no sa nkomo no beba de a ene yentie asɛm we na mewia me de nkomo na aka ne nyina no me de atoa wo so kama edientie sa nkomo we na yenhwe yentie.
Our investigators, have diligently concluded investigations in the following cases: the SkyTrain, National Service Ghost Name Scandal, District Road Improvement Project or DRIPP, National Lotteries, Palgo Multipurpose Program, SML, Frontier Healthcare Services, Free Wi-Fi, National Ambulance, Bonkra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, Sputnik V vaccines case, and the land looting cases. In the case of the land looting cases, 8 have been completed, and then 1 is outstanding. Now,
Attorney General, Jinaho. Kase abroso. NPP kromfo. NPP akromfo abroso. Hey! Eni senka John Mahama ni NDC enwi nipa. Ntu ya sure say ansem ya papa iboboso yi nka obeti. Enti senka NPP en lusua nka ensem ya papa yi wo boboso yi bibusa wo krache akete sia nka obeti. Abroso NPP krono bono doso do. Enti krono we nyina koso na Akufo-Addo etifie. Wotimi kwa yi ase, wotimi kwa sorry, wotimi da sorry. Mama mea. Asemu aye kenyina no happened under the watch of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Inti yake kasa nkofu we die DRIPP, die NPP, die SML, ubeti NSA, ubeti die just say ensemble the doorson. Kaya me say every ministry they chrono also. Public stealing, public funds looting echoes. And the Akufo-Addo no aketua. No ajibo sumi aketua. And what shema chrono bo we nyina so. I think say in any serious country, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo must be called to answer questions. Kamene wo kase ka de chia no pa na nkonam court. Yes, no ko sign it. So onya kromfo to say the Al Jazeera a report here say Alistair Matthias say Akufo-Addo is a gold mafia. Say wa bro ni mi aminu aba or Canada o say Akufo-Addo ye wudini. The videos but two abontene. We nya Monica Lewinsky o. We akosua say waski e wo Ghana. Kwanya Akufo-Addo fa so opeso de ne be ma be brush nyo me bi nti na nkopeso ku ababawa. Hey! Just say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne de. Sani ma me bi kan wo Kofi TV o si wo ye owudini. Yame na meka ye ma me a woton ade wo dwom no wote from wote ne to so ka se Akufo-Addo ye wudini nti menhwe manim se asif se na meka. Listen carefully. All these things happen under Akufo-Addo. Ye de enyo bia o enso beti obi Akufo-Addo de omo wo sika dada wo mo bo okro no. Ye papa mo sweat as minors. Ye papa mo sweat as military officers. Eto a wo mutua ye awode am de boa wo man no wo makatua to sududu ye tibi ma Akufo-Addo. Ansonu o woni ni team sa bon ye nkro no hwia ye. Ebei ma po. Into that ben wo be che Akufo-Addo. That ben wo be arrange Akufo-Addo to the court of law to interrogate this man. Because they are made here, makumete, papa payina what na fie no na nkwarefo ne hwe na nka no wono no ye ne den. Ibusaw. And I only mean say we should invite Akufo-Addo. I think he said we should all come together and call the Attorney General and say, enough. Call the man, Akufo-Addo, to answer questions. Because we have only just 2 years to pay. Because I Bosumi and say with you say we now after indemnity clause. No, yeah, what and they are copying 2027. After 2027, obi no betim de Akufo-Addo akokoto. Oba ne nam wiase free. Sika wo wiaye, gold mafia wo wiaye, a building cathedral for Nyankopon, sika wo wiaye. The man ni wi for na ebe di sika. Now no me cast, I brother you say master you are one oh. One quad is Addo College. And I'm saying Canada is Addo College and Canada College. So listen to Attorney General. Just listen to Attorney General. Listen.
Gentlemen, let me give you a sense of what pertains. When the dockets are brought to my office, and the latest set of dockets were brought 2 weeks ago, I go through them diligently with the prosecution staff, the attorneys in the prosecution division, and other lawyers we work with, and then we can build a case and advise the investigators as to what to do when we find loopholes that may be exploited by defense attorneys.
I think say Papano Utie a pressure na yede tone so no. Dr. Akoritinga Ayeni. In the Utie this in the press conference no was the same. Sisan was the same ni say sisi no o tumire no a o chiresi. First na ntisa. First there were some gaps be now beka about plea bargain in nko for sisi we men say there be Ghana for any dinechi because we are expecting him to do more greater because some of us in himself are paying when it comes to a private legal firm and your man why yeah what you say wa ben and it no doubt and it na his excellency John Mahama ekofano and it and they were going to say pressure no Dr. Ren be di goodness no watie or young wadjuma it will for press conference where ya hey what time we kwadura we in America too or ya dear wa and he said and they what can seminal no de a fact no what they ma or my Ghana no iti e banesa ye support no ne ye boa no a ye yi akomem support boa no what you say because ye menu me no public funds uba you can e ka se public funds a ho ye se obi edi a ho la ayilala the whole deputy prime minister cry went to ye ne to sududu a friend is saying just 50,000 pounds mpo ya twe not sign am ono ankasa resign am ye gu ne nim ase wo UK ono ane japade o ana no what say enya ono ne bo apayo accountant bo apayo ana oye underpayment of her own tax e woni dan to the tune of 50,000 pounds sika ye kika ye 50,000 pounds asem ne ye ka millions in dollars sana ala tenika in dollars Igbo phone in dollars Akufo-Addo mewia Akufo-Addo medi now you see and somewhere akoso ni nyina no eye wo mo ne wo yire na eyo anase oyire ni okunu na eyo just NPP for ne de wo mo ba say both eye just wo mo wia nyina I'm Nkrumah bre Kwame Nkrumah die o bre we Akufo-Addo mo no ene o mabusuafo nsa now him say ade akoso nyina there is one thing very very me trans na me dwene me say oh okay one models of operandi no any the tiare say the o friend who Christo ni no o use Bible no ko ti Bible de bogana kro no the our friend who so yan kramoni no so o use Quran no so e de rap no ho komeka enso no wo bokro no Attorney General be kire nsem bi na tie krono a Akufo-Addo ne nkofo bo Ghana hey Ghana ni bia wokoto waba 7 December 2024 na me ma wonyini che may your wives do you good man and a man so may your husbands do you good mo am ya single for there the Musha was as we are Namin Famboam and Fandomo. Because in the Senka NPP and Lusua, Engawe, who go tell her? Who go talk her? You and I, like we no go here. Like the only thing where we go here, we say, oh, these people, oh, yeah, twice are breaking it. No, they just say, one more breaking the year Ghana for your coffers. Stealing galore. Abroso. Everywhere chopment, everywhere chopment, everywhere chopment. Just say, Ufa Ministry of Finance, yeah, bobo. Hey! Ojia ya na fe musa celebrate ewiano. I'm very courageous. Hey, me say MPP aban we penny aban in the history of Ghana. Akron for to me more courageous because he more chrono. MPP aban we. Me those days no. Yet this will be Sikasembi minister be Sikasembi we are untina no kasampo. Or ferimpo so about bekasa. Chop, nyama, just say, everywhere chopment. If we can't single women, maga, waji amen. Open to contact na maga. We can't, I the way a single, I just want me know. Hey. Anyway, she's a real estate developer. Our Ghana. Timmy. MPP are buying way. Chrono bo. Any a V time. Hey, bafasto. Na yesifa inyane man kwada wamuko sukunsu. Aba. Yede akwada ejaw. Fa Cerelac ne manwa. Akwada no Cerelac no wudi. Baby ni isu na wudi akwada ne Cerelac. Baby ni isu no wudi akwada ne Cerelac. Di akorano Cerelac.
So I want to give two examples. In the case of the Boankra Integrated Inland Logistics Terminal, the report has been returned to my office. We have done our reading of the report and analysis of it, and we've come to the conclusion that there is a need for us to have a value for money audit, because that is the only way by which will determine the extent to which there was malfeasance relating to the finances of the project. But so far, nothing has been discovered that should, cause us to take action in court in terms of criminality. I'll give another example. The District Road Improvement Project, which is DRIPP. We did the investigation. The preliminary report was returned to my office. I studied it. I gave directions as to what to do, and the investigators have gone back to do went back to do their work, and they came back with a report that I can tell you has, pinpointed certain acts of malfeasance that we are working on. So, for instance, in the case of DRIPP, they were overpaid. That is, JA Plant Pool was overpaid by $2 million. The contract sum was 176 million United States of American dollars. On the face of the contract, that is the sum that was stated. When we examined the invoices of payments, it was 178 million that was paid. So right away, there was a difference of $2 million.
Masa, ya kwanye, ya koton fidie se yemfamaye ya kwanya. Woman huye mobompo. It's like these people is like, you see, me who are dwene wa mo de dwene. You see, say obroni obroni o ye bibi mpu no bebo kro no a onye ma ne onye ma oman no efo ente yaw obroni bebo kro no a onya ade a oman ne bete yaw e be kam oman na koma se ebia emfa ne se okay yes hospital ni yes ye koto machines hospital no mu ni machines yes ye koto machines or say okay hospital machines ne ye kwa koto no me di bi beto so se ne a ne bo be ye din na mfidie ni mpo kra no say say to baby 100 a enam say ye beto 100 na be so enkofo ati eye bia community ni so no na etimi ahwom na abo omapomudini no obroni no wo behwa ato ne pepepe ama enwuma na kwa akodu aboa nkofo che say wo beye ne bibia kwan so pepepe obebo kro no ba wo beye ne bibia pepepe ba we mu die wo mu nya ne pepepe wo mu wie nso mo boye kro wo mu wie nso a machine kra mbo no ya mfa nya adwuma no we no ho na me ka chen nkofo bi say we no ne ka no evil we evil wudie wudini woye wudini a we obi abetumi kum nua enti we no mu kum yen because we no mu kum yen. Look, it's not a joke. Any joke. Fakoto machines. You could hear 176 million Ghana cedis. You say you're poor country, and into your kobo siabo. You call IMF, you call China, Japan, UK, USA, Australia, Canada, you call you musika dia beboa ye hu. And so you call bosia be share mine. Look. No be juju be that. Charlie, fuck that. You see, you can be NPP, but sometimes what things somebody be come on. Be a human being. Don't just be a political party slave. Be a human being. Because we only human. Charlie. I'm saying, you man, why here Papa Ghana and why here the better? Because you see, Yaka Bemme, Charlie, this one on we firing squad cry, sir. I'm telling you. Now, utminya babumia and then call for our mudinachi. We're serious. Well, when you're bayful, I wouldn't mean you're the omuye. Omuya bayful, omuye greedy, omuye wicked, omuye evil. Sika, yem found control machines, may ya quine. Why, Ghana, a quine, I am a minimum nam so, woman insane in am so crassy. Shakwanya ma me for nam so utimi kwa krabi ase na we utimi sha young girl utimi say young girl no wusisi no so enso hwe nanim esi ni to so obefi say bia we di 87 years enso betwem kwa kobusa ne age no na baba wa ne we bia 28 29 30 ahokire ni wo hia ne wo mind punishment to hwe nanim a utimi say baba wa ne gina ho so ni tini nanim no eye maame abrewa pa etini esi ni so. Hey, yes, NDC ni NPP. The same. Nanso we dia mesrewa. Ebe NDC yes akro no we. Wo mu kromu wi anketenkete. Na no NPP am ne di nkomo. NPP ni NPP o say, "Hey, Charlie we dey buy ye dey be mo hu ni say, wo dey no mo boyfriend say coast legal." O say na do dan kwa government ni corruption dey. Wo mo NDC fo nu so mo dey krono no bo na ye coast friend is saying krono. Some of them don't buy World Cup. Chrono World Cup. Listen.
We ask that $2 million be paid back by JA Plant Pool. We also realized that 190 pieces of equipment were added and cleared without payment of tax. In other words, they were added to the list as if they were tax exempt.
Ghana ni no tia kwantum o de car cry ba a o de ba be guy cry ne say taxes e gu ne car no so cry wontimi e wie cry ne asa je free nsem ne asa bon auction enso we di etimi di ba na say ye ntua. How can people be so evil? Now you see, that is why say bebunu bi tnas na wo di mpemfo na temu a wo te kira, you will not understand. Because you see, the NPP for with the year, say, and Mabuni Maba wani treat you call Moswa, disom treat you call Mosu. I'm telling you. Because they have denied them. And yet, Abrabo Papa. And that is the reason why Mebrone Mabawano will look somewhere like Libya. I won't hear say so much Libya. They will look somewhere like United Arab Emirates. I won't hear say so much. But you're paying for it to me, boy, abroad, dear woo. Inti, when youth, you know, on need any hope, hopelessness. You want to know the nature. Oh, yes, think of what you call a friend is saying, a year, Libya, means me Kobe. No, the tea pim struggle. Meanwhile, Corona will free money, will gold, will diamond, will bauxite, will manganese, will apple, will rivers, fertile land. Tis a baby be for video no do what time. What do you think I should come and tell the youth is Munjai? Huh? The only thing that cancels insult, and I keep saying it, and I am the one that told them. I said the only thing that cancels insult are your results. If you don't give the youth the needed result, the youth one day it will stop from insult. They will pick up guns and they will come into your homes. They know where you live. Don't ever think you live in gated community. Nobody. You know how many estates were in Liberia? Now say abroach for ye fita for ya. One more year friend is to one by gu ya Gen Z if we sorry. Play huna no mortale. Play huna no mortale. Finance minister ni Gen Z no akoche ne bono. A man for no soldier for to na crowd neighbor. How can people be so wicked and insensitive towards the plight of their own people? No one nam what titamaliho, no one nunqua sidan kesia glass and qua, no pia bontinia, abject poverty staring at his face. And he thinks he's no what 4x4 Land Cruiser, Bentley, Jaguar, a quine and swear foot to quine. And he thinks says one number or similar music, and they think that is life. Oh, we young crass for when him be. I keep telling you people, you can't crass in and you'll be or tear crass you. The man, 2 minutes, so the 2 minute boa nipano. I went to me, I'm 1 nipano. When you crassing him, because him be. When you be, you care for your people. You love them and you give them a platform for them to also flourish. Sana braboni yetie. That is why you see a competition, country versus country. To say the Ebeko World Cup 2026, no, and Northern versus South. Ghana versus maybe a USA, Ghana versus maybe a France, Germany. Ni compete. But mo demutimu sum ye would differ. It won't mean mammy, but one what your friend is saying, a putueja. 1 minute, mammy, but one what Timmy Crum can come and Zemaho. 1 minute a wall. So that not quite it is saying. Oh, sorry, when you're super baby, no, now wouldn't Timimu to galam say, near saying so, reverse, I am an animal bomb buying, move from Bejimio, move from so much Jimio, no more Jimmy Pono, they protected our rivers. Now more money answer no way. And then we see him be a benti. Yen saying you near Fancoton Tadin Shek. Yen saying you Coto Rolls Royce. And a year Mecta, Nian Tinemu, Nine soon where water is life. 70% of your body, no, it needs water. No, was me saying you, why pinning yet? You are just evil. Nipa say me a president, Mecho me and I'm to be bow. I will not even call people, because your actions is costing lives, it's destroying people. Shankofu eti akwenti mbra wo mobre. Mami fo mbe so mu coffee no muntimi coffee. What is this? And people are so greedy in the name of politics. Stealing politics. Stealing. Why? And you will get people, they will hide behind politics. Let's go and protect them. Hey. And that is why I move in your die intiminda. Anytime yenyano. It me back any bedin komo. Not because me obi me nyo bia. I have nothing in life because come on, dear na me woman anyway. Me nko jina baby nko kanti obi say and na me wo we na me you don't see me do that because me will be coming to Ghana. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Why them pay sunshine? 360 days in a year. Why not? So better than the crew. But wickedness. You know when you answer the course school, no more saying. Ghana gave you people opportunity. Show love to the nation that gave you opportunity. That's why when I say all these things, I remember and I did be because I bet the pele me boni din papa. When I was a little boy, somewhere in Obuasi, I bet the pele on Baba here, the Senegal 92, they came to camp in Obuasi. They visited our school. And almost started one stadium for stadium. Now I will never forget. I used to be a ball boy, I'm afraid Dada, but I didn't see me come on there, Dada baby anyhow. Tia boss, and I like asking questions. I was a little young boy. These are the questions, and I will never forget. You say, you play for Marcel. Why would you travel and come here? As a little boy, we used to watch these things on TV. But meeting him in person. He said, Ghana gave me an opportunity. And I will honor Ghana. I will Ghana gave him an opportunity. So he will honor Ghana any day he's called. Any day a coach will call. We're little boys. And then that man, I'm my name, Mammy, you know, Omo Ghana Blasters, and then Bako Crackot Nefi. Now, we have opportunity, dear, now we are Ghana. Oh, Riano. Meanwhile, no, you person do make Ghana no compare UK. Wouldn't compare Brazil? Wouldn't compare France, Germany, China? But how are you treating your mother Ghana? Utuma dendodo. And I can say father Ghana, the Ankamon Ghana crowd. Kekasa father Ghana, the Ankayan. Now, Madam Pony, ye treating me say, Mother Ghana, Nimpony, Waban Nimpony, ye treating me say, and your father Ghana, ye changing the saying, Ghana, father Ghana, the any bobo, and you come with dear. And I come back, catch Elon Musk. Elon Musk, we want to sell Ghana. Yes, how much you gonna buy it? Don't worry. The people over there, they are nobodies. Yeah, they are nobodies. We are selling it for you. Yes. Bring $100 billion. Yes, go there and take the land, take the western region, Ashanti region, take northern region, eastern region, or go and take Volta region, go and take where Kasana soon. Ghanaian men, Ghanaian leaders, I'm telling you, evil. They don't have any. You see, Adobe said, I'm holding a Ghanaian passport. Let me be proud. Let me do something in the northern region. You see, when sometimes I look back and I sit back, I watch the number of ministers, every northern region. Brilliant men. But go to northern region and see, you weep. Not only northern region, but I'm using northern region because when you look at the number of people, I free waba. And yet it may be a bagri dam. Now, be fat, you know, enough. Now, be say farmers and leaders go there and as if you see, be a leader means you have to care, you have to love. Love is not about how you feel or how the other person will feel, the recipient. Your treatment towards the person, no, or not the feeling. He who feels it knows it. Do you see me do? We can't say, oh, me dono. No, won't feel I never do. So we, the people of Ghana, we don't feel the love from our ministers. We don't feel the love from our leaders. Because when we go out there, we are being what? Body shamed by countries like Great Britain, America, France, Germany. They look down upon us like as if we are non-entities. Look at the Singaporeans. They just have only water and land, nothing. And look at them. The beauty of Singapore. Years ago, I was in Vietnam. In 1975, the Americans bombed Vietnam onto the ground. Bomb everywhere. But go and see Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City. Papa na Kwame Nkrumah Kosanwa. You tuna there. Go to the city na kohe. And you people sit down. You talk too much. You can't even put sense together and say, let's fix the country for everybody to enjoy. And that once we fix it, let's get some, some statue for ourselves. Let's worship you people. Let's call you people the saints that came to rescue us from the poverty and the shackles of pain. Monyasa, you got opportunity at Belfast to feed the poor, feed the Ghanaian child. Osime dini sikano. Bidibe si danya mamirene mema. Na nipa dodo no complain say no food at the school nkwanani diane mudini nya balanced diet, and you were happy and you went to Mecca to pray. God will punish you. I'm telling you. You will call for death to come, but death will not come. You will feel when you are dying. But I tell people, say anybody that cheat Ghana, that stole from Ghana, go and check their ending. Almost bread. If they are to if we are to give them mic for them to talk. Because the pains that the poor people go through. They are crying, though. Yeah, they are weeping. And the more they weep, the more they cry. The more it will be. Say, go through. Maybe you will not see it now. Maybe today you are driving. But today, katitas and the best show be memono. Ada be sorry, I wouldn't mean sorry no. Ada be ka wonko a demo na nkwada jawo no. You will wish that day when you had the money to do good. You will wish say nka wan say nsuo no wan kwaginem en to galam say. We are with do. We are wicked. Now you see, you crassify to the extent say you yes Canada about UK. Look at this weather. And then I will react over 100 million pounds. And the betna sa kruwe. Oh ye nyansani. Wommerwa bomu, wonkokura bomu no, wo wiase ka bebrewe, e betna wo bi krom in this weather. Emfa na woko. Untimi nkwa abantene. Winter yi, emfa na woko. Everywhere is dark. Emfa na woko. Who are you even going to meet to even have a conversation? How they see 100 million? We were 16 region. No? Open factories, fruit juice. Maybe all your Christoni. We are kenoforiata. You preach the Bible. You quote the Bible verses. How they build the juice factories. Now, my Christians in Koyajuma juice factory. But you people are so wicked, insensitive. Now you see, that is why you want to be like Kwame Nkrumah, but you can never be like Kwame Nkrumah. If you want to be like Kwame Nkrumah, treat the people right. Love Ghana, love your mother Ghana. Put some respect on the name Ghana. If you respect your mother, people will not disrespect your mother. I'm telling you. Yeah. And when people try to disrespect your mother, they themselves will realize that no, we or tiny or tiny. There were days and years ago when Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, and the leaders of our country, Sierra Leoneans wanted to be like Ghanaians. Zimbabweans, the Rhodesians wanted to be like Ghanaians. The Nigerians wanted to be like Ghanaians. Not because of anything, just because of a leader. You want to be a British citizen. You want to be American citizen. Dientra. And ya brought from no first seen woo, Kabana. And ya brought from no first seen woo, Esina. It's because Yashisha Kruni. Emra ye Juma. Transportation no function 247. System ni ye Juma. System no. And ya sasabon sembi ne techro. And ya osora bofu bi ne techro. And ye nipa desanino. Adreneno, I keep telling you people, adreneno, your mind is your heaven, your mind is your hell. Whatsoever you think it, so you are. Adreneno. But mama adreneno is a dirty, a evil, a wickedness. Yeah, mama Ghana form faso. So you see they think say, oh, me ko school no, my nante form into me ban me toka, me mfaka na nchirele ka. Papa ni wicked. And so ka uko no a utimi achieve better no. you will support your sister. Go and look. Afenya Markins, Babette now. Oh, I mean, I've got a year, my house closer to the sea. You know that my house, what the parliament to, appointments committee, a brantie, when you be any, a Lord. And then you mean Ghana and do when you be, or Ghana new work. You know my house, that my White House. I've got, at the seafront, I've got swimming pool and everything. Who gave you that money to get the swimming pool? It was Ghana that gave you an opportunity to become an MP. And you use that MP to steal. Because years ago, now we need Bino. Now we need Papa or Shell. A year Dr. Indu and the boy will share with your school fees. Tinipa Sano and Kawaya Wadomino. Kaw Buanipa. I see our nation Ghana. No. These are the people will support. Because now we love money. I'm not saying men pesikao, but you should not be money lover and hate your people. That is what these people are, ain't it?
If you've got kids in the UK...
And that is so sad when you listen to the Attorney General and 70 BOR worker, it's sad.
In other words, they were added to the list as if they were tax exempt. I asked the investigators to go back, look at the HS code, and for those of you, HS code is a harmonized code that the customs officers use to determine the classification and taxes applicable to goods. When they did the analysis following the HS code, it came out that 38.7 million Ghana cedis of taxes were evaded. So in respect of the two sums, that is the $2 million, JFH Plant Pool has been asked, we have made a demand on them to pay that money. Then when it comes to the taxes, we have asked GRA, because under the tax laws, it is GRA that can make a demand for the payment of the taxes. So we've asked that GRA should make a demand for the 38.7 million. Now that is our investigators' assessment. GRA may come out with a different figure because they are the tax experts. So our investigators' figure may be confirmed or even adjusted upwards depending on what the GRA says. Now, when it comes to the issue of over-invoicing, we noticed that they were over-invoiced by between, that is the equipment, the DRIPP equipment were over-invoiced by between 100 to 300%. All right, so I give you an example. One piece of equipment which costs $40,000, the government paid $84,000 for that equipment. That is over 110%. And so we are now diligently looking through all the equipment, and you can imagine that the equipment for all the districts, there were, hundreds of pieces of equipment. So we are going through each one of them because we are looking at a criminal investigation. And in criminal law, charges must be specific. If you miss the element of specificity, your case will be thrown out. And that is why I keep urging Ghanaians to be patient.
No, we are patient. We are patient.
Diligent investigation so that when I send a case to court,
yes,
we don't have any doubt that criminality has occurred.
You can do
Yes.
it. Only the in so bet me I say yen mine. Only the ubet me into ye mine na in
and national service scandals. In the case of the latter, we have filed charges against the former chief executive, executive director, Osea Sibe, and his deputy, Gifto Wari. Charges are being prepared against the rest of the public officers and the so-called marketplace vendors. In all, we intend to file about 10 cases in the NSA scandal and will use some of the public officers and vendors as prosecution witnesses. Now, this is a strategy that is working very well for us, and we intend to continue to use that strategy. In a situation where there is a small criminal among big criminals, and the small criminal knows a lot, it is better as a matter of prosecutorial strategy to use a small criminal to get the information in order to be able to succeed, and that is what I'm doing. Also, I wish to announce that the Auditor General has conducted a forensic audit into the NSA, the National Service Scandal, and the total amount of money stolen or illegally spent now stands at 2.2 billion. and not the 548 million that was uncovered by my investigators.
Into no investigators, they uncovered 548 million. That was the NSA scandal, the ghost names in your or says be entry, and or say SB entry, and a year gift your warrimon. Ghost names cannot move. One more investigation crowd na 540 something million, but Auditor General entry moon a 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. Hey, Adai, waiting. Now, so I give to a warrior no so. Near so ta free a friend say abena kokwa sepa o. Yes. No near abena kokwa chimpna. No pabena kokwa. Abuna buko nebe kai. Nyame na make. Yes, give to a warrior no. Ko worry lawyer to watch abodin. Just say, "O fasika wo me wia." My God. My God.
June 2025. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I have here a copy of the Auditor General's report. Again, painstaking investigation is very important in criminal matters. And so, based upon what the Auditor General has done, and this is a forensic audit, okay? Forensic audit means that they've gone beyond what ordinary, auditing would have done. And so, we are going to, based upon this, in some cases, change the charge, amend our charge sheets in order to bring fresh charges. Investigations are still ongoing in respect of the following matters: All African Games, mathematical sets, Bank of Ghana new building, stadia renovation,
Addo
and National Cathedral.
Abro
In the case of the National Cathedral, we have actually requested that the Auditor General should conduct another forensic audit, and he's being held by one of the big four accounting companies to be able to do this.
Yes.
Ebusia enti asem we ya ekoso no me mani age the National Cathedral me ne Elikem Kotoko ye say ye de Akufo Addo be court iti ye bobodini ye totonuoma se eye se Akufo Addo kugina adake ne ye totona no enyame na mbekan wono na Addo dankwa Kromfo Addo no be ka kire yen se Nyankopon ebuwa no be ye president obesi dan de ama no wanka said dan no or the taxpayers money base if it has any crowd omo buy oni asofofo ka say ye nyi su Ghana fo sika na Ghana fo kra mo kasa de ye papa no an minim kasie yi Duncan Williams papa no o si Nyankopon ka chen so mfa ne nsan kire gya na nhye no hey you portray Nyankopon say Nyankopon ye evil pa anyway o kire say enya de public funds be si sa National Cathedral abusia National Cathedral sika e kira sika no millions no Ghana pe bi betumi afre Ghana ni bia na ama 10,000 Ghana so nkonkonda ondi ni keke Ghana ni bia population yes nso pa kan wani na kan bi Akufo Addo for Ghana sika over $100 million and we to 2 amena besi ne hwinsis now them say National Cathedrals now me can me twem adwene akwa asem bi so National Cathedral no me say nipa na wo ye the architect for the National Cathedral no papa eye David Se Ajayi oti UK kurom ha e kurom ha no oti and the first no yere one ne yere ne jai sisi ne dofo opebema oye bema but opebema odobema eye ne choice ti de make an say odi true mu ana ye di ne to eye ne choice. But can you imagine say yes a whole National Cathedral Akufo Addo enya architect bia wo Ghana say obia ne choice say obedi bema ana bema be di no why dwene nkoso o me say the choice there but on my Ghana no inti yesi cathedral there any other Christian person obetimia amaye such a friend say a design be dime papa be admissed to Edmund Yankopon. See will be our dinner to, and I did it. Which says a only subai. I don't know so pay. But why would a Kufadu go for such a person? And I was it that the cathedral, no, beneath it there was some agenda. And the God of heaven that knows the patrimonium, it will say, "Nya de mema sa agenda na be." Tisika no mo wi aye nyina public funds aye wi aye konfo sika aye je ye to tum konfo botom nyina no o ma ntimi ansi. And I can't wait to see a Kufuado. So we jina that came na ye totona no. I can't wait. I'm telling you, people must be punished for Bonia or Mayetia or my God. And I think we need to support this government, and that is the reason why Adie Sa Nemerina Aircono. Median Kamenya be about 6 or 8 million Ghanaians be. And now 4 to 8 million be. A Jaya free referendum, I should say. His Excellency Nana Kwame Osaje for Kwame Nkrumah, Dramani Mahama, Ye Gunja, Serimuja Taburuwa Kesiepa, and go back to na memoso. Because so far, so excellent. So far, so good. Was it so far, so good, Nana Mekan? The video on me, I am being for no more show. Almost from Kakra, almost shame quine Kakra or a video nasi. And a crowd, a mania, a year voluntary, a year efforts, a special aid. Dr. Rebecca, or no, or Shemi, or no, aid to a mommy upon us. So they are fine girls, fine ladies in Kwan or my life more, and yeah, ever for a Nordness. And as a Eastern region, just as a Ghana woman, Womodomi, Parmis Medo. Ladies and gentlemen, and a day assembling in our embassy. Yes, then Yankupon, but I adam say, Obabua, Noama Akukudru, Ediama, your ministers, teach you a year the Attorney General name and call for. You say some days ago now I was very hard on him. Yeah, it's because Minim saw him in video. I know. Minim said, or show me video. Yes. Me boom no was sending me message. This one was too harsh. Yeah. It was a video. It is Dr. Akoretinga Ayeni. Yes, Yankopon Hodema. MP say parliament will be our telephone number. Oh yes, Omunina. To MP a year off. Now open a number. You can just contact me. MP for our private number. The parliamentarians are MPs need him. I know as a BB emergency be a different woman. It's a parliament. Oh me. It be a number no about constituency or demand and no fry and co. And our fry will be unfair. The attorney said we want them to work. And this government so far, so excellent. Let's support them. But a normal way question. On the other flip side, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Kokati saw the Takrady Cape Coast a dual road no. And I think so in the nature if you are Quanta Hospital, I be seen ye baby CC Monia Bomodian the ward being in your manual maybe a CCB account. And yeah, no there is a lot of other things that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the FNSA and the China-Ghana relationship a year before the zero a year tariff no Gusua warshare a kwanya Ghana fortuna China a year obinya setting up papa na ye how omunien tete warm and also president and a year the ambassador on also China a bomodia or bohu a jumapa na the Dustin market for mame phone can say Dr. Ren and say yente wo mame enka na me say me mame ben o say o mame o den day e mame broni na me say e mame broni zizi mato ni din and ya o mato e Mrs. Sabazita Benson o mato ni din o mo friend mame broni Dustin market for no mame fela o Dustin market for no mame fela pa o say na so mo ntenenka na obaba wanso was submerged there because American submarine no a submerge aya na de nsem na nam to the way maame na submerge no opie say ya wan hwe the NPP begu ai Ladies and gentlemen, Mami Odende, Mami Bruni, you see the Dustin Market for say, I am Mrs. Sabazita Benson, Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Ireland. No, Omatunidi, Mami Bruni, just a mameno, Omsin Hucha, in this way, she, NPP ni papa, young guy be, say, that woman, she's a firebrand. Until say, yeah, DNA, no, I'm saying, me who that guy, me who said I say what TTV so I would join a new GTV, the man Dr. Baomian, and look at this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is thank you so much. God bless our homeland Ghana. Make our nation great and strong. Be proud as a Ghanaian. Ebefa. John Dramani Mahama. And then call for my bay. Ombe Modianche. Amanaide. Afa. Na me kona mi jahon. Yemfa we.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity to thank His Excellency the President for the message on the state of the nation that he has just delivered. Mr. Speaker, I need to remind you that the people of Ghana have already given their verdict on the true state of the nation. And that verdict was very, very clear. Economic hardship, huge debt overhang, high youth unemployment, hopelessness, and more. We have come to the end of the road for what has been undoubtedly the worst government under the Fourth Republic. Round Speaker, this abysmal record was confirmed on December 7th when the people of Ghana returned the most overwhelming and emphatic vote of rejection of any government ever witnessed under the Fourth Republic. Mr. President, you will be remembered as the first president who was cushioned by the IMF when you began, and you are still being cushioned at the end of your term. Mr. President, you left something very important in your account. You left out an account of your promise to God to build him a cathedral. But Mr. President, Mr. President, I will leave that
to you, between you and your
for
God.
you, between you and your God. Mr. President, let me remind His Excellency, Honourable Speaker, that his tenure in office will remain a timely reminder of how not to govern the country.
That is true. That is true.
But let me also be quick to assure the good people of Ghana that hope is on its way.
That is true. We've seen it. The dollar now.
And President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
That is true. That is true. 10 months so far.
We can once again gain a brighter future from the throes of despair.
Yes, the lights are bright.
Together we will work hard to lift ourselves from this historic low.
That is true.
And reclaim our place, our glory.
Yes.
As the black star of Africa. Once again.
That is true.
Fellow Ghanaians, we are comforted and strengthened by the following words of scripture. And I'm quoting Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. And I quote, and Moses said unto the people, fear you not.
Fear you not.
Stand still.
Stand still.
And see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them no more. Bye-bye,
thank you,
Mr. President.
Bye-bye. I love you.
It is finished.
It is finished.
With that, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Thank you.